Hi, I'm Dave, and I know wrestling. Do you want a wrestler that is definitely not leaving the WWE, and if you think he is, then you're just a stupid mark? Do you want a wrestler that definitely is leaving WWE, and if you think that he isn't, then you're just a stupid mark? And do you want a wrestler who is really the only person who knows for sure whether or not he's going anywhere, and everyone else just needs to calm down? Then allow me to introduce to you my client for Dave Knows Wrestling's honest promos, the lunatic that shaved his fringes off, the titty master, John Hokey, Jonathan Good, or Dean Ambrose. Behold, a wrestler who is finally going to break down WWE's pesky barrier of not being able to publicly fight women. Oh wait, no, that match was cancelled. But that's probably for the best. After all, it hasn't been that long since Good got back from injury, and a program with Nia Jax probably isn't the best way to keep him off the DL. But it might not matter. WWE released a statement that Jonathan wouldn't be re-signing with the company after his contract expires, which has led to many fans arguing about whether or not this whole thing is just one big work, with some saying that anyone who thinks that it is just a big conspiracy nut and needs to shut up, while others are saying that this is so obviously a work that it's insulting to our intelligence. Although when you think about it, the Undertaker gimmick is obviously a work and no one seems to be complaining about that. But speaking of other people's shtick, there are also those claiming that this is all leading to a new CM Punk pipe bomb style angle, which does make some sense since WWE just loves finding new people to do things that Punk has already done in an effort to make you forget about him. That reminds me, Brock Lesnar has the longest main event championship reign of the modern era and is a Paul Heyman guy. But now that I've mentioned Lesnar, let's just go ahead and talk about the awful proverbial train wreck of a match Jonathan Good had against Brock at Wrestlemania, where Good fully admits that the bout wasn't good. Furthermore, according to some, Jonathan Good's appearance on the Stone Cold podcast where he talked about his match with Lesnar was just so uncomfortable that it was totally cringeworthy. But I say, if social awkwardness makes you cringe, then you're probably too much of a pussy to be watching wrestling in the first place. And besides, that's no more awkward than having to listen to Renee Young try and play neutral on commentary whenever her husband's on screen every Monday night. But hey, forget about that, because Good's bad boy persona doesn't fit well when you remember that he's still a human being who's married to someone as adorable as Renee. Because Good has to be pitched as a wild man, so tough and dangerous that he could hang on the level of the likes of Mick Foley. Oh yeah, right, forget I said that, because that was yet another scrap feud for Jonathan dating back to when he was still in FCW. And WWE has put a lot of effort into getting you to forget about the time that Jonathan confronted Foley at a hotel and demanded that Mick be held accountable for leading a generation of kids to becoming hardcore wrestlers. This feud was even designed to spill over into social media, with Good insulting Foley's family before it was canceled due to Foley not being able to wrestle. And without a payoff, there's really no point in having a storyline, unless of course it's Jonathan's weird germophobic phase that we'll never ever speak of again. But you know what, let's just focus on Good's wrestling, like that rebound clothesline thing that he does, the one that was awesome the first time you saw it, but then got quickly played out after you started seeing it over and over again. Well, you know, that move's actually called the wacky line. That's right, the wacky line. Like a phone sex number for weirdos. Although I guess that does make sense since Jonathan once cut a promo while having sex and wearing a bear costume. Talk about dirty deeds. But hey, whatever you're into. In the end, if you want a wrestler who wasn't hired by TNA after his tryout in 2008, a wrestler who somehow might currently be the least over member of the Shield, and a wrestler who had a drunken death match for the IWA where no one knew if he was actually drunk or just acting, personally, I think it was a little from column A and a little from column B, then allow me to introduce to you my client for Dave Knows Wrestling's honest promos, the dude that's not John Laurinaitis or Shane Douglas, Dollar Store Bane, Jonathan Good, or Dean Ambrose. DA. Is there a rule that Shield members have to use their initials as their logos?